Centered sweat is an intentional blend of mindfulness and movement practices. This workout for the root chakra and lower body will leave you grounded in and satisfied by the present moment. Let's begin in easy seat, perhaps elevating the hips on a pillow or rolled blanket to keep the back straight. We will need a blanket later, so maybe now is a good time to pause and go find one. Slightly tuck the chin in, just settle in. Maybe raising the arms and letting them flop down to find the most natural position for the shoulders. Release the eyes closed or lower the gaze. Unhinge the jaw. Next exhale, allow the entire body to soften. On the following exhale, allow the mind to soften. Taking the time to tune in to you. We'll start with some real deep breaths, exhaling on a V-O-O, VOO sound. Inhale deep in the belly, expanding the navel, then the inhale continues to rise into the chest. Slightly tuck the tummy in here, hold, exhale on a VOO for the entire length of the out-breath. What does this vibration feel like in the body? Again, inhale deep in the belly, then fill the chest, tuck the tummy, hold, exhale, VOO, keep going. Listening to the sound and feeling the vibration. One more on your own. This practice stretches out the lungs to their full air capacity and extends our exhales, centering us in our ability. Release this practice and notice the quality of the breath. Perhaps it's slower, more even, and intentional than before. I invite you to notice the temperature of the air on the skin, the weight of the hands in the lap. And now turning our awareness to the sensation of gravity, how you are being held by the earth. Now noticing all the points of contact between the ground and the body. On these next few exhales, send energetic roots from all these points of contact down into the earth, intertwining with other roots and wrapping around rocks. With each exhale, they reach further and further into the ground. And now on your inhales, take up nourishing energy of the earth through these roots. And on your exhales, release any thoughts, feelings, energy that you'd like to leave behind down these roots, and let the earth take care of it. Just like how trees turn carbon dioxide into oxygen we can breathe, the earth can transform any stuck energies into healing and peace. These roots will be with us throughout our time together today, reminding us of our stability whenever we need it. Keeping the eyes closed if you'd like, rub the hands together, and take the arms out in front of you as if you were holding a ball, a glowing ball of red light. Inhale, hands come apart. Exhale, bring them together, starting to pulse this ball. Inhale, out. Exhale, back in. Using the wrists and elbows here to guide the movement so the hands can be free to feel. As you pulse the hands, this warm red ball of light grows. Now take this ball over the head and crash it down over the body, bringing the hands down the sides of the body, feeling that beautiful warmth of your own energy, soothing the entire being. And then finally ground the palms to the earth on either side of you and sit up tall. Take a moment here to feel the entire body. Now getting into some movement for our warm-up, we'll find hands on knees and just take a few seated cat-cows. Inhale, shine that chest forward, gaze floats up. Exhale, round your back, tuck the belly in. Use the next inhale to raise the chest, and use the next exhale to round in. One more on your own. Now explore some hip circles here, circling from cow on the inhale into cat on the exhales, using the hands to push and pull the torso. Other way now. Just enjoy this gentle massage of the internal organs. Inhale, arms circle overhead. Exhale, fold forward over the legs. Release the body into the earth. Let's roll up slowly now, keeping the neck hanging loose until the very end. Extend both legs out in front of you and slowly roll down until we're on our back. Lift the legs into waterfall pose with the legs right over the hips. Flex the toes back towards your face, maybe flexing all 10 toes evenly. Engage the core to flatten out the back against the ground. It's totally fine if the knees are bent in this position, but the stronger our legs are, the more we are able to straighten out the backs of the knees. So engage those thigh muscles, calves, but remember that you know your body more than anyone else. If the pain feels less like strengthening and more like injury, stop. Knowing when to rest and when to keep going takes discipline, presence, and self-love. Fold the legs and lower all the way to the ground. A little shake here. Rock on up to a seat, getting into that same position we were just in, but seated now. Extend both legs out in front of you, flex the toes back towards the face, hands by the hips on the floor, sit tall. Engage the legs to push the backs of the knees into the ground. And just take some slow, even breaths in and out through the nose. So beautiful. Let's roll over our ankles until we're on all fours. Ground the hands flat, making palms into suction cups. Tuck the toes and lift the knees into a floating table. The back remains flat. Squeeze the tummy and the pelvic floor in. Exhale, send the seat back into down dog with the knees bent. Inhale, back to floating table and squeeze. Exhale, down dog, knees bent. Inhale, one more floating table. Exhale, down dog, knees bent. I invite you to explore walking the legs out, bending alternate knees, taking your dog on a walk. And finally, if and when you feel ready, engaging the leg muscles in order to straighten the backs of the knees. Reach those heels towards the floor, but they don't have to touch. Let's meet in a forward fold, maybe taking some sways here, gently nodding yes and no, whatever feels good. Inhale, hands to thighs or shins to lift halfway, shoulders back and down. Exhale, surrender and fold. Ground the feet, release the hands. And roll up slowly, stacking the spine into the hips. Once you get to the top, you can shake it out. Let's take a wide stance and just start to shift our weight from foot to foot, bending each knee. Perhaps pairing this movement with our beautiful breath. Maybe the hips join you, swaying, rocking, moving in figure eights. If there's something that wants to release here, I invite you to use movement to free that up. Come back to stillness in this wide stance and bring the arms out and up as if you were a 5-pointed star. Allow the heart to shine bright here, maybe flashing a smile. Explore the breath. Inhales coming in through the soles of the feet. Exhales flowing up the arms and out the palms. Now shift all the weight into one foot, bending that knee, and begin to tilt the star until we are balancing on one foot. And breathe. Root into that standing foot. Now slowly bending the standing knee to return to our grounded 5-pointed star. Release the hands and shift again from foot to foot, listening to how your body wants to move. Doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter what thoughts are here. Melt out of the mind and into the body. To help us do this, I invite you to look around the room. See what objects are here, how high the ceiling is, the sensation of the walls. Where are their doors? Where are their windows? We are observers here. There's no need to think about what we're experiencing. Continuing to shift our weight from foot to foot. Maybe we close the eyes or lower the gaze and open the ears, fully listening to this moment and everything it has to offer us. Tasting inside the mouth, noticing any smells in the room, feeling the temperature of the air on the skin, and finally the sensation of gravity, the earth holding us at all times. How does this sensation change as we shift our weight? What parts of our body keep us stable? In your own time, finding stillness in this wide stance and our 5-pointed star once more. Allowing ourselves to shine for a moment, owning the light within, and then shifting our weight to the other side, bending the standing knee to tilt our star. Balance, root, breathe. Let that standing foot sink into the earth below. And now slowly and with control, returning to our star. Shake it out. Beautiful. Find the feet hip-width distance apart for a strong mountain pose. Palms can shine forward, relax shoulders away from ears and away from one another. Shifting forward and back, side to side. And then slowly settling into center. Engage the core here to slightly tuck the tailbone and engage the thighs. That same active straightening of the legs we found on the floor. The entire body is strong, stable. Suck the inhale in through the soles of the feet, all the way to the crown of the head, and melt the exhales down the body and into the earth. This is another opportunity to surrender whatever is ready to be released into the earth, and to take up whatever we need through our inhales. Inhaling peace into every corner of our being, exhaling and melting all tension away. Shift the weight into one foot and come into tree pose with the floating foot finding standing calf or thigh. For any of the balancing poses we do today, feel free to invite a wall or chair for added support. Or maybe today we stand up to the challenge of balancing all by ourselves, coming in and out of the pose as needed. As the standing leg sinks into the earth, the crown lifts as if it were a helium balloon. Pull back on the floating knee to open the hips. Press both feet. If you feel nice and stable here, grow the branches of your tree, raising the arms overhead. Maybe slowly lifting the gaze. Remember your roots. Beautiful, fine mountain again. Standing proud. Maybe the sides feel different. Now shifting onto the other side and finding tree again. Activating thighs and core. Sending inhales up and exhales down the body. Seeing what's here. Release, shake it out. Finding our mountain again. Lift and spread the toes and then ground them again. Sit back as if into a chair, lifting the arms to shoulder height or above the head. Relax shoulders away from ears. And use the core to keep a neutral spine. Squeeze the pelvic floor. While we're here getting stronger and finding relief, the pose might go by quicker if you're in the reach of your phone and you can maybe like the video, subscribe if you want to see more sessions like this. It really lets me know what you guys like and where I should concentrate my energy. It might be easy to notice the effort in this posture, but where is the ease? If this feels strong, try coming more into the heels and lifting the toes for a moment. And then maybe coming onto the balls of the feet, lifting the heels, maybe going up and down like you're on an elevator for an extra challenge. Use your breath. Release into a forward fold, perhaps swaying or wagging the tailbone, shaking the head no and yes, whatever feels nice here. Grounding into the feet to slowly roll up, stacking the spine into the hips. Finding one more strong mountain here. Just allowing ourselves to be as we are. Shifting to the left side and crossing the right foot over the left thigh for a standing figure 4. Finding hands at hips first to square the hips to the front, then maybe finding prayer at heart center and sit back. Engaging core, pelvic floor, rooting that standing leg. Take 3 deep steady breaths here. Find stillness. Find me at the bottom of an exhale. Now inhale, rise, out. Exhale, sit back down, stay. Take 3 deep breaths in and out through the nose. Slowly and with control, rise up, but don't place the foot down. Keeping hands in prayer or at hips, tilt forward. Send the leg back, level out the hips. Energy shoots through the crown of the head and the bottom of the lifted foot. Long line of energy. This is our strong and steady warrior 3. Use all those muscles in the legs and core and back to keep you stable here. Tilt back up. Bring that floating leg out in front of you, using the front of the thigh to lift that leg high. Interlace the fingers and place them behind the head. Tilting forward again, finding warrior 3. Use the back muscles to pull the elbows back in line with the ears. One more deep, steady breath here. Tilting back upright, taking the leg out in front. Airplane arms out to the side. Tilt forward to find our warrior three one more time on this side. Remember what we practiced before. Square hips. Squeeze core, glutes, pelvic floor, back. Nice straight line from crown to heel. Beautiful, everyone. Let's tilt back upright. Bring that floating leg forward and lift it up. Still keeping the hips level. Keep the back straight and proud. Chest shining. Point the toes. Inhale, reach the leg higher. Lift. Exhale, find the peace that exists here for us. Now flex the toes back towards the head. And then point once more. Flex, point, flex, point. One more, flex and point. Inhale, lifting even higher. Ending strong. Exhale, release, shake it out. We just proved so much to ourselves. Wonderful, wonderful work. Find mountain again. Noticing the difference in sides. And then shifting to the right side and intentionally bringing that left leg up across the thigh. Figure 4. Sitting back down, hands are in prayer or at the hips. 3 breaths to yourself here. Inhale, rise. Exhale, sit back. 3 more breaths. Rising back up slowly and bringing that lifted leg out in front. Hinge forward. Find that strong, fearless warrior 3. Pressing through that standing leg, recalling all those roots, reaching deep into the earth. Lifted toes point toward the ground to flex the foot. Come forward to lift that leg out in front of us. Interlaced fingers cup the back of the head. Hinge forward again. Remembering to use our back muscles to draw the shoulders away from the ears, using the core to remain solid. Tilt back upright, slowly bringing the floating foot out in front. Find airplane arms and hinge forward one more time. We got this. Now that you know what to do, find the ease here. There are times in life when we are standing on one leg. Even when we wobble, even when we fall, we can still persevere. We can choose to believe in ourselves and offer ourselves compassion in those moments. Tilting back to upright, lifting that leg out in front, point that toe. Using inhales to lift, exhales to ground, standing tall. Now flex, point, flex, point. Let's go. Flex, point. One more. Flex, point, lifting even higher. Yes, we can. Amazing. Shake it out. Finding yet another mountain pose, but this time with some movement. So inhale, raise the arms overhead, come onto your tiptoes. Exhale, arms swing down, knees bend. Rise and lift. Exhale, swing and release. Inhale, palms face ceiling. Exhale, palms face earth. Take a few of these to the rhythm of your own breath. Slow the movement down, eventually coming to stillness. Bring the feet together, fold the hands over one another below the navel. And just sway here like bamboo in the wind, allowing the body to shift as it wishes to, energy flowing to wherever it's needed. Perhaps a smile spreads across the lips and throughout the entire body. Grab that blanket if you have one, or perhaps a soft pillow. Roll the blanket up, kneel, and place it behind the knees. Now sit back onto that blanket into child's pose, stretching the arms out in front of you. The knees can be opened wide or closer in, whatever is most comfortable. Top of the forehead finds the earth. Even though we're in this restorative posture, our work isn't quite done. So squeeze the pelvic floor, tuck the navel back and in towards the spine like you're lifting yourself off the blanket. Exhale, release. Feel into your connection to the earth, connection that can never, ever be lost. Now fold the blanket, make it a little less thick, and sit back into child's pose. Squeeze the pelvic floor and the navel in like before. Exhale, release. In this moment, you are completely protected. Now take the blanket away and sit back one more time. Squeeze the pelvic floor and the navel in more than ever. Exhale, release. Beautiful job. Now just surrendering into this pose, maybe exploring the knees together, the arms back next to the hips, palms face the sky. Maybe you want to try crossing the elbows in front of you, grabbing opposite shoulders and giving yourself a hug in this position. Whatever shape you choose here, the brain is getting the message that we are safe, we are protected and held, and we can relax here. I invite you to explore sending your inhales up the spine to the crown of the head, and letting the exhales flow down the spine, massaging this energetic line of the body, coming forward to tabletop and then sitting back onto the heels, swinging the legs around to find that pike position from earlier. Grounding into the hands by the hips to lift the crown high, pulling back evenly on all 10 toes. Using the leg muscles to squeeze the legs straight and together. Beautiful. Arms out in front and slowly roll down until we're on our backs. Using the abs to control our movement. We had some opportunities to get dancey earlier, but I'm going to invite a modern dance drill here. So let's find a 5-pointed star on the ground this time. Use the abs to come into a fetal position on one side. Inhale back to lying flat. Exhale and curl into fetal position on the other side. One arm curls in, the other traces overhead. Inhale back to flat. 2 more each side, keeping as much contact with the floor as possible. My dance teacher once said that ballet explores our relationship to the air, while modern dance explores our relationship to the earth. So I invite you to explore your relationship with the earth here. And if you've gotten this far in the workout, I'd love to hear what you thought in the comments below. I really value any and all feedback. And if you'd like to work with me one-on-one or leave me a tip, information is in the description box. Beautiful work. Come back to lying flat. Arms and legs fall away from the body, creating space under the armpits and between the legs. Notice how you feel and accept whatever is here for you. Note all those connection points to the earth, the limbs, the back, the head, the glutes, allowing your body to melt. The same muscles we used so much today can now seep into the earth below. Take as much time as you need here and rest. Thank you so much for joining me, and may you take this grounded stability with you out into the world.